I think there are a number of things that I would point back to. Most recently, getting the borrowing cap lifted for local authorities now to borrow to build a new generation of council homes, which I think will be transformative. And I want to see council now using those new powers to be able to do that and bring about the change that I think that we need to see. There are other, I suppose, more direct issues that I point to. The work I was involved in the deportation of Abu Qatada, negotiating with the Jordanian government, and again, learning that sometimes when you're told that something is impossible, not giving up and realising that there is and can be a way through to achieve a positive outcome and objective. I think some of the work that we've done on crime and antisocial behaviour, some of the legislation that we put in through the Protection of Freedoms Act as well. Also the work I was involved in on modern slavery and starting to set the framework and the position on challenging all of us as to what we need to do to confront slavery and some appalling behaviour, which is in plain sight, and how I think that we've started to lead the way in bringing this issue to the forefront. And also I think, looking back with, whilst all of its challenges, a safe and successful 2012 Olympic Games. I was the security minister during that time, and yeah, I think it's fair to say there were a few challenges along the way, but I look back on that time, which was an incredible moment for our country, the way in which we unleashed such positive spirit, and perhaps at this time where things are a little bit more bumpy, to take us back to that moment, to remind us of what we are as a country, how we can achieve, and how that was such a proud moment. Listen to advice from your civil servants, but also don't be afraid to challenge or indeed to ensure that you keep those connections outside of your department, to get those inputs, to ensure that you really are getting the broad cross-section of a picture. And it is sometimes advice and thoughts that are not necessarily going to be available to you within the civil service. That's no criticism, that's simply because of the nature of the experience and operation of those who do their best and serve you incredibly to give you the best result. But sometimes getting an external view is important. And if I may, a second one is, whilst yes, you'll have someone to manage your diary, make sure that you keep some control of it, because whilst there will be, I think, good intent to fill your day with all sorts of different appointments, nonetheless getting a good balance between external, internal meetings, and also ensuring that it is your agenda rather than at times the department in their best, with the best of intents agenda, because ultimately you're the one who's accountable, you're the one who's got to stand up in Parliament, you're the one that actually wants to get things done, but also knowing the civil service do too, and seeing yourself as part of a team and finding that constructive way to work together to get the best out of both you and them and get things done for the benefit of our country with that strong sense of public service.